Hi everyone, I hope you're all in a festive mood today because we're making Fiesta Chicken. But before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to the video, make sure you like this video, and make sure you share it with your friends and families. So let's get started. Fiesta Chicken. So we have our seasoned boneless chicken. We have some black beans, a can of black beans. We have some bell pepper, some frozen corn. We have ginger, garlic, and onion. And for this recipe, we're using rice for this recipe. Normally this recipe is cooked with instant rice, but we are not doing instant rice because we are trying to keep it healthy. So this is the rice that I use, the whole grain brown rice, the Uncle Ben whole grain brown rice. So let's get started. So the first step is to heat your oil, and then we're going to brown the chicken. Brown the chicken, make sure it is brown. The chicken is brown, make sure the chicken is brown on all sides. So we're going to brown our chicken, and then we'll continue with the process. Okay, the chicken is nice and brown, so I'm going to remove the chicken from the pan. And then we continue with the what next. So we're going to remove the chicken from the pan, and then we'll be right back. Now we are ready to saute the vegetable, the onions and the bell pepper. So let's add some garlic to flavor up. Garlic gives a very great flavor to all your cooking. So you notice that I always add garlic because it gives the food such a great taste. And now we're going to add our onions. I don't want the heat to be too high because we don't want our ingredients to burn. Alright, so we're just going to allow that to saute. That means to soften up to our desire. Not too soft. But remember, we have some more minutes of cooking left to do. So we're going to allow that to saute for a few minutes. Okay, so now that we have softened up our veggies, we're going to continue to add. So what we'll do now, we would add some broth, but I'm not adding broth. We can add water, but you can make your own broth. Just use your chicken seasoning or your vegetable seasoning with some water. So at this point we need water to continue with the process, so I'm going to add, this is what I did. I didn't have a broth, so I mix water with my all-purpose seasoning or my chicken seasoning. Okay, so now stir this up a little. And at this point, we could also add some taco seasoning, but we added none of that. Remember, we're trying to keep it as healthy as possible. We don't have to overload our recipe. Remember, we add and subtract whatever we want. So now we can add some black pepper. Black pepper. So if we were adding taco seasoning, we would add it right here. We're adding some black pepper. And if we're adding salt, this is where we would also add our salt. But I'm not adding salt because most of my seasoning already have the sodium, so that will take care of it. So remember, it's your taste. It's your taste. So you don't want to have your recipe bland. Your taste. So you add whatever you need to add. If you need to add salt, you add it. Okay? So now I'm gonna add the corn. Add the corn. Let's keep this fiesta going. Yes. Keep this party going. And then we're gonna add our black beans. And remember, we drain the black beans and we can also wash it off to get rid of excess salt. So you drain it, and if you like, you could wash it off to also get rid of excess salt. And that is why I don't really add salt too much, because everything has the sodium and everything just add up, right? And then we're gonna add our rice. So remember, it can be, you use a rice that you want to use. You can use white rice. You can use instant rice if you want, but I'm keeping it healthy, so I am using brown rice. Alright, so we're going to allow that to cook for a little. And now we're going to add our chicken. Fiesta, fiesta. And remember, this is where you do your taste test to see what you need to add, if you need to add anything to give it the flavor or the taste that you desire. Also, for this recipe, we can sprinkle some cheese on top. So I'm gonna leave that for a while, for a few more minutes. Okay, so as I said before, we can sprinkle cheese on top, but I'm just gonna sprinkle the cheese on a half to just show you what it would look like with the cheese. Just a half of it. And then you can decide when you're making this recipe, you can decide whether you want to sprinkle cheese all over, or you just want to just leave it without the cheese. So either way, this will allow you to decide how you want it. So I'm still gonna leave that for a few more minutes until the cheese is melted. Oh, and it's party time. Fiesta chicken is ready. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.